Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. This is Constant Sports. I am your host, Constance. Um, so yesterday started off the women's NCAA tournament round six, Sweet 16, and it was good. It was good. The first two games, insane. The first two games were powerful. They were crazy. If you were fans of those teams, you were at the edge of your seat. Your heart was pumping really, really fast. It was some great, great games yesterday. The last two games, Ole Miss and Colorado matching up against Louisville and Iowa. Ole Miss and Colorado are your two underdogs in there, obviously. But those two teams played Iowa and Louisville the whole game. It was amazing basketball. It was fundamental basketball. There were times where one team got a very high lead, but they fought and they fought and they played some great basketball. They've had great seasons. So shout out to Colorado University and Ole Miss for the amazing seasons they had and making it to the Sweet 16. So that is definitely something they can hold their heads up about because they knocked out some very favorite people, very favorite teams that everyone thought would be in the Sweet 16 and Final Four. So they had an amazing season. So congratulations to those two teams. Let's see. I'm gonna start with the later games. We got to Iowa. Caitlin Clark had 31 points. 31 points. But I believe her and Cesano together, they were made. They were made to play with each other. They have great chemistry. They know where each other is on the court at all times. So that ball, when they're throwing it to each other, just finds where it's supposed to go. So they had a really good game. I know they didn't expect to only win by 10, but you won. Like, they played you the whole game. Um, I think what helped Colorado out was that their post player, she might not be as good as Cesano, but she was putting a body on her. She was making her work for everything she got, and she did a very good job in the post, as much as anyone would expect. She did a very good job, so she has to be happy about that for sure. Um, with Ole Miss and Louisville, I thought that was going to be a very good game. I thought that game could be up in the air, but like I've always said in my videos, Haley Van Leaf is something different. She's something different. She's not going to be like, she's not going to be that amazing. She's going to be an amazing player every game, right? But she's not going to give you 30 some points every game. She's going to do something else on her team to help out her team if she's not scoring the ball. Her defense, her passing ability, her scoring ability all showed. And she is going to be a great player in that next level as well. So, congratulations to Iowa and Louisville for punching a ticket to the Elite Eight. Um, yeah, that's gonna be a fun matchup. That's definitely gonna be a fun matchup for Iowa and Louisville going head to head in the Elite Eight. Now, for our earlier two teams, we have Miami against Villanova. What a game! What a game! For one, Villanova, Maddie Siegrist did what she does. She did what she does. There's not really a way to you can stop her, but I mean, they stopped the people around her They play very good defense. They're a very physical team. They play with everything they have every single game. So, for a lot of people who thought Villanova was going to go in there and end Miami's run, you should have been watching the previous games because they fight the entire game. They have amazing team play. Um, everyone played, everyone docked minutes, right? Everyone docked multiple minutes, um, almost 10 points. There was only one person who had like maybe 3 minutes, and that was at the very end of the game. Everyone contributed in some type of way on Miami. They had, it's crazy because they have 43 rebounds, Villanova did. Miami did. Villanova had 32. The turnovers with Miami having 21 and Villanova only having 11, that score definitely should have been in Villanova's favor. But turning over the ball, getting a team to turn over the ball is one thing, but having your offense make something out of that is another thing. So if your main player who isn't available might not be available at that moment, they might, when you stole the ball, you're going down the floor and they put two people on Maddie, so you can't give it to her. So now you have to find someone else. That's when it starts to hurt your team. With Maddie Seagrass, 31 points, 13 rebounds. She was 14 of 15 from the free throw line. 14 of 15 from the free throw line. Miami was 15 of 17 from a free throw line as a team. So for Miami to still win this game and Maddie Seagrass to have the game that she has shows a lot about the Miami squad more than it does the Villanova squad. Villanova had an amazing season, They got the 4 seed in the tournament. I mean, they won 30 games. 30 and 7. So they had a great season. I do believe this is Maddie Seagrass's last. I think she is going to maybe take her talents to the WNBA, but I guess more will come out after the tournament and everything is over with. And then our next game is LSU and UTAH, which, as you guys know, I'm an LSU fan, and my heart was beating the entire game. And Julian watched the entire game. The last like 4 to 5 minutes of that game, oh my gosh, I was up and down on my couch pacing, going to do something in the kitchen just so I didn't have to see anything crazy and yell. It was physical. It was, oh my gosh, that was the best basketball game I have seen. A real basketball game where there was a lot of foul trouble on both sides, more LSU, because LSU ended up having 3 players foul out. But then UTAH had a player foul out, and that's the player they did not want to foul out, and Alyssa Pile. But usually when one of your best players get into foul trouble, you got to sit them, right? So Angel Reese and Alyssa Pile both got 2 fouls early in the game. So they was pretty much sitting the whole second quarter. And I liked that because I wanted to see what each team could do without their cornerstone pieces. And they still fought. LaDasia Williams for LSU stepped up big time. I was very surprised that she did that. I knew she was capable of it, but I'd never seen it. And she didn't do anything extravagant. She didn't do anything crazy. She just played her game. She took what they gave her. She was in the post player. She did her 2 dribbles, back up, you know what I'm saying? Pivot, turn, the basket's right there. They're double teaming, triple teaming. There was 4 people on Angel Reese at some times, and she was just at the top of the free throw line. Just shoot it. We're wide open. Just shoot it. She didn't do anything crazy. She played amazing basketball. She did get a few fouls, but she still played amazing basketball. I think she ended the game with 3 fouls, and it was really nice to see her do that. Um, on Utah side, Nipkins had a very good game. She had a very great game. She shot the ball when she needed to shoot it. She hit those shots when they really needed it. It was, I believe I heard Coach Moki said it was, it was like a heavyweight fight. It was a heavyweight fight, and they were going at it. They were going at it. It was physical. It was fundamental. There was not a lot of turnovers, which is surprising with how physical the game was. But there was not a lot of turnovers. Even though 4 people fouled out, I still don't think that they called a lot of fouls. I think they, with how physical the game was, they definitely could have called more fouls than what they did, and they didn't. So I think I want to thank the referees for letting them play, calling the fouls that needed to be called when they needed to be called. Don't give a foul just because they're asking for it. You know, let them play. And this was an old school basketball game, and it was amazing to see it. My heart wasn't happy about it because it was beaten too fast for too long. Um, Utah played a great game. They played their game. The best part about this was Utah played their game, LSU played their game, and it was just they just clashed and they fought, and it was physical for the whole 40 minutes. Like I would not want to be one of those ladies this morning waking up after a game like that. Like I wouldn't be able to feel anything. Wouldn't be able to feel anything. My body would be so hurt. You'd have to roll me out of bed. It was a very good game. I'm very proud of both of those teams for giving us a game like that. And next on to the Elite Eight for LSU and Miami. Miami, this is their first Elite Eight. And LSU, this is their first Elite Eight since 2008. That that game with LSU and Miami is going to be another physical game. Um, it's going to be interesting because I haven't really watched that many Miami games to know really how they play. But from looking at their highlights and the different stats, like I said, they're a team and they just play for each other. They play for their coaches and they just give it everything they got. So I think it's very going to be a very good game. This Greenville and Seattle's side of the bracket is very competitive. Um, so now for this side of the bracket, we have to for Elite Eight we get to watch Iowa play Louisville, and we get to play LSU play Miami, which I don't think Miami was on anyone's bracket this far down the line. So this is a very good bracket. And like I was saying, this is probably one of the most competitive NCAA tournaments we've seen in a long time, where we don't know who's gonna make it to those last couple games. We don't know. So continue to watch the games today. We got the rest of the Sweet 16 today. Let's see who we got. I think we have South Carolina starting it off. Um, we have South Carolina playing. We have South Carolina playing UCLA, Tennessee playing Virginia Tech, Notre Dame and Maryland game. We should be starting here in about an hour, and then UConn and Ohio State. So a lot more of good games today. I'm gonna get to go and actually check out a couple of these games in the Seattle region. So Maybe I can get you guys some pictures and some videos. It is going. I'm excited. I'm really excited. I can't wait for the end of the day to see who is also going to be joining those teams in Elite Eight. And yeah, thank you guys for watching the channel. Like, comment, and subscribe. Peace, love, happiness.